Good morning. Hello, everybody. I was just sharing the message out that we are live. Hello, Sally and Tony. Good morning, Andrea Gregg. Oh, it's so good to see you all. How are you? Let's do our morning check-in and see what's going on with you in your life. Just let us know what's happening, how we can support you. If there's anything that you need, or anything you're going through that we need to hold you up for. Good morning, Blue Jean, up in Vermont. How is everybody today? I'm just going to go ahead and set up the song from Leo because I can. Alrighty. So, what is happening? Good morning, Gail Zimmerman and Annie Banani. Good morning to you, sweet one. All right, so you know the drill. Let's go into our hearts. Let's do a little bit of heart-brain coherence. You know, HeartMath is the one who did the research and developed the heart-brain coherence. And they say it takes 3 minutes to get into a higher brain state. So there's 3 steps to it. Don't you love the 3s? I've added an extra step. We'll talk about that. But the 3 steps are to touch your heart center, slow down your breathing. Start breathing in some air very slowly and gently into your lungs. You can leave your eyes open. You can close your eyes. Doesn't matter. If you close your eyes, you're blocking out any distractions that might pull you away from that beautiful inner peace. So you relax the breath in through the nose. Release it gently. I like to do this nose and then mouth to bring it out. And then this next breath, you add in some love. Add in something that makes you feel so good, that puts a smile on your face. And that is the 4th step that we have added in, to put a smile on your face as you're doing the heart-brain coherence. What a difference it makes. Marietta says a smile means spirit, magnifying, incredible loving energy. So as you're breathing that love into your heart, you're holding something so near and dear that just makes you feel so good. And then the smile comes across your face and it just lights up your world and brings you to that higher brain state where you can have peace and joy and happiness, and where your cells start to say, hey, what's going on? I want to join this party too. And so what you are doing is repairing the cells inside of your body. Because when your cells are dancing and happy, guess what? You're going to be dancing and happy. And anything that's going on with you, with your physical body, with your emotional state, it's going to respond to this energy. So heart-brain coherence, that's the way it is to go, you guys. Sally, back to work today, over 70 degrees. Wow, it's only 65 here. Feeling a trip to Lake Michigan. Oh, I love Lake Michigan. Happy for you. Deirdre, good morning, sweet Deirdre. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. I know you did. And anyone else that wants to send it out, we've been missing some family members in here in the morning. So let's wake them up. Let's get them in here. Our Auntie Jean's been sleeping in, you guys. So let's shake her bed and wake her up. What was your favorite and least favorite way to be awakened in the mornings when you were a child? Let's go back to when somebody was waking us up, not when we had to have an alarm clock by the bed, right? That's what we do now. So what was your favorite way for somebody to wake you up? And then what was your least favorite way? So share. Let's share out this morning. Hello, sweet Hope. Thank you for finding us. Thank you for being here. Catherine Kovacs, good morning. And Gruffy has her nose on your phone. Good morning, Gruffy. All right, so While you're sharing your least and favorite ways of waking up or being awakened by someone, I'm going to share what the angels had to say last night, which was respect the journey. Steve Maraboli said, "How would your life be different if you stopped making negative, judgmental assumptions about people you encounter? Let today be the day you look for the good in everyone you meet and respect their journey." What a different world it would be if we all respected each other's journey. In the past, I have dreaded election years. It tends to bring out the worst in people. I have witnessed long-term friends and family members torn apart because of their political views. What if this year we all made a pact not to allow this to happen? Acceptance can be a tough lesson, but it's necessary to have unity in our world. Dear angels, Dr. Seuss said, "You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose." Why is it so hard to get that message? We don't have to be led by others' beliefs. We all can choose for ourselves how to live our lives, what we believe, and what we do with those beliefs. Dear ones, indeed you are all capable of using your human brain to learn and process the information that you gather. We encourage you to do that and also realize that the most important learning you can do is not what your brain can compute. Tune into your gut and connect with your higher self for guidance. There are those who rely totally on what the brain and other people tell them is truth. When a horse has blinders on, they have tunnel vision and can only see what is happening ahead of them. When you refuse to see that you have options in how you think, or even the ability to look around for yourselves, you have this kind of tunnel vision. Open your eyes, dear ones, and not just the physical eyes. Look for yourself, think for yourself, and then decide if you have all the information needed to make good choices. Do not rely solely on the things others would have you believe. Use the brain in your head and the one in your heart. Let them communicate. You will find it much easier to accept others as you learn to accept yourself and your beliefs. Dear angels, today I promise to go inside to figure things out and then look at others with a new perspective. I kept hearing the song, "I got a new attitude." I hope that's stuck in your head now. So, yeah, I normally don't ever hear from the angels about political stuff, and a lot of people want me to give predictions, what's going to happen, how's it going to play out. I just steer away from politics at all times usually, but they wanted us to realize that we have choices. We don't have to be torn apart and divided. We can accept each other. I can accept you just as you are, and you can accept me just as I am. And we don't have to come to blows and disagree about something. We can agree to disagree. And that's my favorite thing to do. All right, so we have Annie says, "My back rub to wake me up is my favorite." I love that, Annie. A gentle touch, just for me, it's like being touched on the shoulder or just spoken to softly to wake me up. That's my favorite. Good morning, Kathy Hand. Deirdre says, "My favorite way was Mom's smiling face at the door. The least was Dad knocking on our door saying, 'Rise and shine, you going to sleep all day?'" I love that. I'll tell you my worst in just a minute. Let's see what y'all got going on. Sweet Gruffy gets lots of love from all of us peas, doesn't she? Sally says, I rely on spirit now as my alarm clock. Works every time. My least favorite was being screamed at. I like my spirit clock better. Me too, Sally. I prefer that anytime over screaming. Good morning, Court. Thank you for being with us. And Sally says, darn it. Here goes my inner DJ playing it loud and clear. I got a new attitude. Oh, Jean. Well, I don't always have those sweet Labradors to give me my wake up kisses in the morning. But yeah, that's right up there. That's among my top 5 ways of my favorite ways of being awakened. And when you get those doggy kisses in the morning, you just have to smile and giggle and laugh. And I would always laugh at Auntie Jean because they would kind of tackle her and give her the kisses all over the face. And it was so fun to watch the mornings as we woke up. And I have to tell you, this Blue Jean, she's a little sneaky because I would usually already be awake and I could hear her at the bottom of the stairs. She had Pocky and Gruff. We didn't have Raz at that time, but she would be at the bottom of the stairs with Pocky and Gruff. And when I heard her say, okay, go get them, I knew what was coming. I knew those labs were going to race up those stairs and they were going to jump on our beds and they were going to lick us all over the face. And it was the most precious time to be with you, Blue, to have that beautiful experience. So I told you some of my favorites, my worst favorite way of being awakened. When I was a kid, I loved to sleep in the mornings. I just did not want to get out of that bed, usually because my bed was warm and toasty with a lot of quilts on top of it. Yeah, I grew up in the country, so we had quilts and we had as many blankets as we could possibly put over us because we didn't have central heat. We didn't have the nicety of a warm, toasty bedroom. We had cold. When it was cold, it was cold. So being under those covers, you just didn't want to come out and face that cold in the morning and put your warm tootsies onto a cold floor. So my brothers, bless their hearts, decided that the only way to get me awake and up out of bed was to put ice water on my feet. And so that, my friends, would be my least favorite way of waking up, is somebody putting ice on me. That is no fun at all. And yeah, I came up like a little mad hornet ready to kill. Oh, you're right. Absolutely, Blue. Sometimes I would have a coffee delivery, and that was special. So I appreciated every moment that I spent with you, Blue Jean. Sally says, I'm even making the sounds of the instruments behind the music. Goodness sakes, what have you done to Tony today? It's that new attitude. All right, so let's see what Kuan Yin has to say about all of this fun we're having this morning. Isn't this a fun morning? I just love Wednesdays. Oh, she wants us to look at this card. Okay, we shall do that, Kuan Yin. Let me see. Finding your way. When your feet seem to lead you one way and your head says go a different way, tune in to your heart. I will guide you there, helping you to see my signs and most easily find your way on your beautiful life memory or life journey. Sorry, memory is in my mind. She listened to the angels, didn't she? This is exactly what the angels said. Respect each other's journey. Sometimes, sometimes our heart does know what is the correct way for us to be going. It doesn't mean it's the same for you. So respect that each person is here on their own journey. Respect that they may have different information that you have. They may have different experiences that lead them to make choices in a certain way. So we're not here to judge anybody. We're not here to dictate, oh, you have to do it this way. This is the only way. Just respect, honor. I got another song for you, Sally. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Because it was in my head after the blog was written, and I had to come up with asking the angels what the title of it was going to be. So this is one of my favorite songs ever, and it is Respect. So you know the rest. So now that song could be in your head instead of the New Attitude song. But you know, they really do go together well, don't they? So maybe sing both of them during the day. Okay, so Blue says, I used to always awake with some kind of music playing in my head. Yeah, me too. I love music. Love it. And I've found many times a song will come to me, and then I hear it. I hear it on like a YouTube or somebody singing it or playing it. So song, music, it all works well with our intuition, doesn't it? Oh, Gail, I'm so glad I was able to join in today. I feel toasty and maybe warm with everyone this morning. Great way to start the day. Sending everyone so much love for a bright, beautiful day. Thank you for joining us, Gail. So good to see you on here. And Sally says, I needed this conversation yesterday. I was in such an emotional mood, releasing, I'm sure. This time was a bit heavy. Yeah, it can be. But, you know, every moment, what do we have? What do we have in each new moment, you guys? A clean slate, right? We start our day with a clean slate. I don't think I have mine over here. I think it's across the room. But every morning we get to choose. What are we going to put on that slate? How are we going to be, right? So, yes. Respect. Respect. I don't know all the words to it. So, anyway. So, I love this. I love this conversation this morning. And I was awakened early this morning to finish up my speech that I'm going to give at 7:00 tonight. If anyone would like to be there present while I deliver my speech, it's going to be on a private Zoom. It's not going to be live streamed. And this is my final exam to be an international peace ambassador. I have to deliver this speech. I get to deliver this speech and then turn it in for my final grade, my final last project with my training. And then they'll decide if I get to have the title of International Peace Ambassador, which I already know in my heart that I am an international peace ambassador. I've been internationally spreading peace for, I know, 4 years now through the Morning Cuppa and all that we do here at the Angelic River family. This will just put that title behind it so that when I do go to governments and I say, I'd like to talk to you about peace, and they say, oh, who are you? Then I can say, I represent peace. Deirdre, you're going to be there. Oh, yay. Thank you, Catherine. And yeah, Sally, that's the thing about the Morning Cuppa. That last word is key for us. We want joy in the morning. We want happiness. We want uplifting and something that's going to really bring us to a good place, right? So, anyway, what news do I have? There's this little book called Angels in My Pocket, and we're doing the book launch on the 19th. That's only 6 days away, you guys. You'll be able to purchase that book for yourself, hold it in your hands. We can start working with it on the morning show. And I am just thrilled with the way it turned out. And I have to tell you, those angels are so sneaky that anytime I try to do something by myself and think that I've got it, right? I've got it. I've got this, angels. Well, not always. So I submitted the book and put it in to be published. And it was a no. There was something missing. And I'm going, okay, I don't know what I missed. What did I miss, angels? So when you get your book, you'll be able to see what I missed because it's the very last page. And I'm not going to give it away. You have to actually get the book to find out what the angels did, because they stopped that book from being published without this page being in it. So there's something for you to look forward to, right? Oh, Andrea, I saw your message, darling. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you being there on the Zoom call with me tonight. All right. So, Kathy, Bob's 4 a.m. alarm clock beeping loudly each morning is not fun at all. Plus, sometimes he is totally unorganized and goes on and in and out of the bedroom looking for keys, wallet, phone. Oh, yeah. Been there, done that, Kathy. I like my peaceful start to my day. And one of my best things to do after I wake up, those very first seconds are important, you guys. Right after your eyes start to open, when you realize, oh, it's that time, can't lay here anymore, lay there for just another minute, because those first seconds after you come to awareness is important. You're still in that ethereal realm. You're still connected in with angels and loved ones and guides. And you're still out there somewhere in the universe learning and getting downloads. So when you first start to wake up, don't just jump out of bed. Don't just sit up and put your feet on the floor. Just say, okay, let me just be still and listen. And when we listen, very first thing in the morning, you're going to get so much insight. You're going to really understand what they were doing when your body was sleeping. Get that? Your body was sleeping, your spirit was not. And that's when the angels are able to reach us to teach us. That's when we can get the downloads. That's when we can understand things more fully. So stay there for just that first few seconds and enjoy. And then write it down. If something came to you, just write it down, whatever that was. All right. And then my next favorite thing is to start giving gratitude, being grateful for another day alive, being grateful for all that life brings and has to offer, the good and the bad, because there is no good and bad. It's just the way we judge it as humans. But whatever it is, I'm grateful for it, because there's always experiences. There's always things that teach us in life. All right. Do we have time? Yeah, we have time for like one or two tiny book. We're working with it for another 6 days. And then we go to the Angels in My Pocket. I'm so excited, you guys. All right. So let's do just a couple of pages from this. We're going to take prayer requests while I'm doing that. And it is prayer day. So we'll be reviewing all those on our prayer list. Sally, grateful for my lessons that help me be a better version of me. Yeah. Sometimes those lessons are kind of hard to take. I call them sandpaper lessons, or the sandpaper people that bring us those lessons. And it's not always fun, but it's always good for us because we do learn something. All right, page 8 for Sally, 24 for Julie. Hello, sweet Julie. Okay, page 8. Allow for the moments of remembering your magnificence. Connect in with who you truly are, and at the end of the day, give thanks to yourself for embracing it. I love that message. Always, always connect in. We connect in. How? Pop quiz. How do we connect in with spirit and with who we truly are as a spirit being? I know you know the answer to this. Good morning, Stacy. All right, nobody knows the answer? How do we plug into spirit? And I'll just wait because I know that you know. Yes, we plug in through our heart, don't we? We breathe into our heart. The breath is what creates that connection. Absolutely. See, y'all pass that pop quiz with ease and grace. Stacy, it's so good to see you here with us this morning. All right, I'm going to go to page 24. All right, who did that? Julie Kiss. This is exactly what the angel message was last night. Holding onto a belief just because it is the way things have always been and how they are without examining the thought process, sorting through and asking if it still fits you and the same as filling that junk drawer full of things and ignoring the somewhat annoying thought that you can let it go. It is in the letting go that you find freedom. Yeah, sometimes when we examine our beliefs, we still want to hold on to it, don't we? We still want to go into that doubt. Like, well, I don't know. Is it what I think? Is it what I believe? Is it right? Is it wrong? Da, da, da. And we start questioning and we go down that rabbit hole instead of just saying, I got a new attitude. And look at those beliefs and see if you want to kick them out of your head. So thank you, Julie, for picking that page. And Catherine picked 16, and that's going to be the last one that we do because it is prayer day. And if you have prayers, or Deirdre is already giving us our daily prayer, prayers for all humans, for Gaia and all who live on her back, for world peace, attention to human trafficking, and support for parents of addicted children. Thank you for that, Deirdre. And Kathy, my peace comes after he gently kisses my head before leaving, and I can try to get another hour or so of sleep. There you go. Or not. Maybe that's a wake-up call, too, that you can have that beautiful time early in the morning to focus and to see what Spirit has for you. I love that. When I'm awakened that early, I know it's for a reason. And usually I'm up late, like 1 or 2 o'clock, sometimes 3. And so awakening at that hour has a special meaning and a special purpose, I think, for us as we tune in. Thank you, Julie. Prayers for all in need. So let me get our oh, I did it wrong. I'm going to get our prayer list up here. I couldn't even think of the word I was trying to say. Okay, it is on its way. So while that's happening, if you have anything going on, any way we can support you and lift you, please continue to pray for my brother-in-law, Tim, and for my sister, Billy, as Tim is preparing to now rehabilitate after his surgery. He did make it through the surgery. He's got a lot of pain, from what I understand. And I can imagine having both legs operated on at the same time. I'm sure that there's a lot of mental and emotional things that go on with that, knowing that you're not going to be able to walk for a while. So please lift him up. Pray for those doctors who will be helping him rehabilitate and get his strength back. Okay, so let's see if there are any others. Sally, prayers for the lost, the lonely, the forgotten, for those living in fear of being free of whatever holds them down. And Stacy, I don't know if you're still here. I hope you are hanging out with us for a minute. Stacy has a birthday coming up this week. Her birthday is on Friday. So on Friday, let's remember to sing happy birthday to Stacy. And Stacy, if you are still listening, we love you so much. And I know it's been a tough year for you. And I just pray that that birthday is going to be special and that you're surrounded by your loved ones to make it so. All right. So any other prayer requests that you have, we lift up our Deirdre, our Kathleen, our Blue for eye healing and for that to come to the very best place it can be. So I'm going to put the presentation up of our prayer list, and any that you need to add to it, if you need to tweak it, if you need to let us know that someone can come off the prayer list, then let me know that. If they're doing well, of course, we want to keep them in our prayers, but if they have come through their surgery or whatever it is that happened, then we know that we can then celebrate. Okay, here we go. Our Peapod prayer list. I love this. For all of the P's for peace. Hello, Marietta. Thank you for being here, and you're on our prayer list for sure. So our Peapod prayer list, for all the P's for peace on earth. Attention to human trafficking through Save Someone's Child, and support for parents through Guiding Grace. As we read the names, just think of that person that's one of our loved ones here at the Peapod. And they were put on our list for a reason. So send love their way as their name is read. Prachetta, Prachir, and Goofy, Aunt Mina and Neil, Navriti, Jasmine and her family, Billy and Tim Hawkins, lifting Tim up for his time he's going to be going through rehabilitation, lifting Billy up for the strength and the emotional endurance during this time. Sheila and Kevin and their family, Gary, Loretta, and Cecil, Nola, Joanne Castrillo. Joanne's getting ready to travel to see her mom. As you know, we were praying for her mom, Dolores Cook, who fell and broke both kneecaps and just went through that surgery for it. And now she's going into rehab. So Joanne's going to go visit and see how she's doing. And we'll get a firsthand report on that. Lift up her husband, John. He's needing surgery on his arm. So help him to have that happen with ease and grace is what our intention is. And their daughter, Jackie, and grandson, Eris, LZ, Elaine, Deirdre and her family, Deirdre and her Adriel, Joni and her son, John, Carl, and Tia Fernetti, Mickey, Dan Millard and her beautiful family, Jacob, Marietta and Ed, and Mr. Wiggles, Raquel and Claude's family, Leo Harley and family, Lakshmi, Ken, Jim and son, Ryan, Josie, and all of Ricky's friends and loved ones who are adjusting to life without him in the physical, but we know that he's right here with us because we call him in every day. Tom and Mary, Tammy Williams, Meg and Jim Loriot, Jean and Ron Loriot, and all the Loriot family, Mary Lou Burdick and her family, Catherine and Bill Kovacs and their family, babies, vibes. Good morning, Isabel. Sally and Tony and Rose De La Rosa and all of your family, Kathy and Bob Hand, especially Colin and Merlina right now, Bo and Candy Hand, Michael, Patty, Sonia, Paul and Marlene, Joe and his wife, Pat Moss and all of your family, Becky LaFave and your son Travis, Erica Hoppy and family, Corinne, Charlie Coons and his family, Hope Wellington Marshall, and especially for our little Zena, who's our bigger Zena now. He's really grown since we got to know Zena. And for Iana in Montana. I'm so grateful to your family, Hope, for keeping you here with us on the Morning Cuppa. For your parents, Winston and Cynthia, Andrea Gregg, Catherine, Eric, John, Tatiana. My computer's a little slow this morning. Annie Seven and Grayson, Annie's Aunt Carol, Cassandra and Destiny, Luz and her grandkids, Christine Lewis, Gail and Nick Zimmerman, and all of your family, Jennifer and Micah, Oksana and her family, Herb, Caitlin and Aunt Gail, Isabel and Paul Reese, and your daughters, Anesh and Teresa, Beata and her daughter Juliana, Linda Lemieux and her sons and grandchildren, Linda's friend in Sarasota, Stacy and Josh Lord, their children and your grandchildren, all your family and friends that are adjusting to a new life without your mom. Mary Lord, it's not a happy computer. Buster, Wayne, Blue Jean, and Dave, and all the fur babies. Dolly the horse, Chance the horse, Lindsay, Aunt Inga, Rose Sermon, Gary McCorkle, Brookie and your family, Dylan and sweet baby Max, Brookie's Aunt Jeannie, the Girardi family, Jeanette and Ernie, Sean, Lillian in Norway and all of her family, Kathleen, our Mama Hada Bear, baby Wyatt, baby Haven, and all their families. Kat, Steve, Candy and Pastor Bruce, the Deerfield Valley, Captain Corey's mom Pixie and their family, Diogo, who I heard was doing really well and very happy to hear that news, Alba, Dottie and Don, Grace Isis and her family in Kenya, Raymond, Darren Walker, Arthur Thompson, Karen Palmer and her family, Vicki King, Elaine Armstrong, Elena, Marianne, Henrik, and Lorraine and John. Tammy Fisk and her family, Lori, Kelly, Rochelle Martinez and your mom Rose, Stephen, Catherine, Ruth Anderson, who I will be seeing in a few days, and praying for her family, her daughters, her sister-in-law Sharon, who is not, please lift her up. Jeannie's sister Merle, the area of Boulder, Colorado, my next stop on the Peace on Earth tour. Go Jackie Nobles and family, Laura Hill, Julia Osborne, Sharon Rhea and her family, Sherry Gatewood and her brother-in-law, Hanaya, hummingbird. Tammy Hill and her family, Phil B., Lynn Gallagher, Terry Wilderman and her father, Mary Quincoli and her friends, Irene and Eduardo, Eddie Quills, Jose, Michael Murdoch, Jessica, Fidel, Camilla and Nick, Lynn Andriozzi, Frank, Albie, Viola, Kenneth, Bobby, Monsi, Kamal, Maddie, Akil and the Pakistan orphans, Yuri, Scott, Letitia, Mary, Joseph, James, Drake, Alicia Burns, Pam Dite, Kimberly, Ellen, Sue Seekoff and Richard, Terry Gilstad, Chiara, Marissa, Allie, Bree, Claudia, Marianne Pish and her family, Cassandra and Danny, Gary, Lenny, John Thaddeus Fiore, Kuka Carney and family, Carol Fisher, Deborah, Violet, Walter, Sue and grandchildren, Janie Stamler, Claudel Jackson, Debbie Carol Hawks, Carl, Chris Blake, Dante, Jerry, Kaylee, Trevor Jordan, Richard Weber, Charlotte Abrahams, Michelle Landers. I'm going to get an update on her. Last I heard, she was going to a specialist and trying to figure out what was going on. So let's lift her and her family up. Kagan and Wyatt, Barbara Kaufman McGillicuddy, Bradley Capone, Andy, Amanda Summer, Miles and Sarah, Joanne McCann New, Whitney, Jude Doughton, Karen Gibbons, James Schultz family, Julie Kiss and your mom Cynthia, Courtney, Lucinda, Ryan, M, Pat, Sophia, Aaron Parker, Angelica Kumpelmans, Peggy, Claire, Carrie Klingon Butcher and family, Brian Hughes, Pat O'Connor, Zoe Charles, Erica Fagels, Yolanda, Sylvie Barnes, Robin Waters Dykes, and your mom Jewel, Joey, Terry, and I know we added Danny to that list as well. Joanne and Leo, Sam, Matt, Charles and Nita, Yusha, Nancy Berdelsky, EC, Terry Newman, Jen and Norm, Keith, Joe H., Ollie the Cat, Marisol Soto, Cassie, Deborah, Tyler, Chad Ehlers, Dick Waters, Milton Carbajal, Tomas Diaz, Cameron, Boris Zoffman, Jacqueline Carbajal, David Reiger, Sylvie Barnes, Odd Barnes, Gun Ellen Sundahl, Vita Hammond, Maria Mitchinson Higman Simpson, Lisa Jo Davis, Jordan, Lydia Benedita, Rebecca Stewart Rickardson, Sonia Kay, Miles, Matt, Anjali, Paula, David, the Rowland family, Colleen, Dylan Hickson, Richard Barnes, Cole Grayson, Jay Briscoe's family and friends, Robert Wallington's family, especially Ben and Joe, JT, Francis Alvin, Shana, Danielle Riverin and family, Chris and Natika, Elise, Kara, Pam, Christine and Isaac, Jonathan and Eddie, Barbara and Diane, Peter and Catherine DeSanti, Mary Jane, Carol Caruso, Val Meyer, Jocelyn, Linda Kraft and family, Eric and Don, Arlene Osei, Paul G., Liam G., Pam, Mivan and Vanya, Daniel McGraw, Minner Brum, Rebecca Sherman, Joe Ketterer, Anna, Courtney, Nancy, Tammy Greco's family, Bailey, Jacob, Mary, Brian, Lily, Ron Mason, Gabby Forrester, Don B. and family, the Vega family, Laura, Lisa Capola Matroni, Bobby, Elaine, Sharu, Sandy, Terry family and friends, Wyndham Lawrence's family, Adil, Laura, Evelyn Smith, Beatrice, Amina. I'm just going to say all areas that have conflict in our world, the immigrants anywhere that they are being abused. Ashley Miller, Alina, Susanna, Lena, Grace Anna, Kim Coles Ventnor, Linda Lemieux's nephew Kobe, Shoshana, Ilana, Stephen, Keith, Uncle Tony, LP, Adam Holmes, Bob Smith, Chris, Christina, and Clint, Janine, Heather, Kim, and I want to add Kira Lonnie to our prayer list. If you would, please hold her in your heart. She went through the death of her son this week, so please hold her up and give her some peace and some love with that. So remembering all of those names and any that you might have added in while we were speaking the names, let's say this prayer. Please speak to me clearly, Lord. Open my ears to hear your voice. Open my heart to commune with you more deeply. I want to feel your loving embrace. Open the doors that need to be opened and close the doors that need to be closed. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. That's why we're here, for the joy. We're here for the love. We're here to share that with each other. And we say it with these words. Thank you. I love you. Thank you all for praying for each other. And what a blessing to be able to have this ministry where anytime that you have a need, anytime your loved one has a need, you bring it to us. And we don't forget. We have this beautiful reminder every week of who we're praying for. And now we're going to lift each other up, aren't we? So the words are, thank you, I love you. So I know Sally had to leave, and she says, thank you, I love you, we love you. We love you, Sally and Tony. Thank you for being here. Good morning, Jennifer. And you're right, Marietta. All of these folks are so loved. Oh, sweet one, I love you so much. And we hold everyone in our heart that we know has that need to be lifted. And so at any given moment, that could be me, it could be you. It has been me a lot. And I just want you to know the prayers have been answered in a big way. Physically, I'm doing very, very well. So happy with the outcome, the treatment I had for my knee. I can walk. I have a beautiful friend out west who sent me a TENS unit. So I'm able to have that going on as well on the knee and getting the help it needs so I can be up to par with it. All right, so Leo's going to sing to us as he does every day. And we're going to share some love and gratitude, aren't we?
It's time to get up and get ready because today is the perfect day to have a great day. Here we go, come on, let's play. It's a beautiful day. If you wake up this morning, I just want to be part of it. Go ahead, thanks for peace, so I'm the chef for harmony. You and me, mama, be on the lead. Wherever we meet, the creative school where we can be together. The hot telephone is always one from call away. All the guys, the angels and the masters, they can't be perfect going into I knew the mission. Morning Cuppa full of joy every day. Just start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning Cuppa full of joy with all the P's and the R. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning Cuppa full of joy every day. Just start the day on a high vibe, we call the AAA. Morning Cuppa full of joy with all the P's and the R. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste.
Oh, thank you, Annie. We love you so much. Isabel.
Full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the triple A. Morning cup of full of joy with all the peace and the thought. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup of full of joy every day. To start the day on a high vibe, we call the triple A. Morning cup of full of joy with all the peace and the thought. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste.
Cuppa full of joy.
There really is no secret. We're simply
Accept, align, allow.
triple A. Morning cup of full of joy every day. To start the day on the high vibe, we call the triple A. Morning cup of full of joy with all the peace and the thought. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste. Morning cup of full of joy every day. To start the day on the high vibe, we call the triple A. Morning cup of full of joy with all the peace and the thought. The daily mantra is thank you, I love you, namaste.
All right, who's going to help him? Here we go. Deirdre, woo! I love you all so much. Stay in your hearts. Stay blessed. Keep lifting each other up. That's the beauty of this family. That's what's kept it going for almost 4 years now. We're getting ready to celebrate that on the 21st. So, yes, just stay right there in that connection place where you know who you are. You know that you have a great love inside of you. So share it out. I will see you later. I'll be back on at 1 o'clock. World Peace Meditation every day at 1:11 Eastern Time. And I'll be there a little bit before that. So show up with me and let's do this thing called peace. I love you. Namaste.